Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alec Reed, this is my channel Alec Reads. Welcome back if you are an old friend, welcome to if you are a new friend. Today we are reading Wheelchair Accessible. Hold on, I have to fix my microphone. Jesus. So today we're reading part 17 out of 19. So it's a sad day, I know, getting super close to the end here. But we've got some super sweet straight couples, I know. Most of my content is queer couples, but today we've got a straight one. I know, surprising. But anyway, let's jump right into the video. Chapter 17. Nice shot, dude, I cheered, as another ball slipped past me into the hockey net that I was supposed to be guarding. Evan beamed, holding his hockey stick over his head. Yes! He jogged back, running back to high-five Ryder, who was playing on his team. You suck, Ty laughed, rolling his eyes, scooping the ball from our net. He shuffled forwards, trying to get a shot in on Cynthia, who was being a goalie at the other end. Expression fierce. Getting Ryder to hang out with Shauna's siblings had been one of the better ideas in my life. He was the same age as Cynthia, but still got along with the older boys. You could tell he looked up to them. They always had him laughing, and were great at including them in their games. I liked making sure he got lots of chances to score while we played road hockey. Shauna was in the house, hanging out with Allison. Shauna hadn't been at school since the accident, and they claimed they hadn't got enough girl time in since I was always lurking around, which made me sound like some unwanted creep in the corner, but whatever. So they were inside girly talking, and I was outside with the kids to give Thomas and Jessica a bit of a break. Even though nobody had been seriously hurt in the accident, I figured Shauna's parents had to be dealing with some emotional baggage from it, right? I mean, I hadn't driven Shauna anywhere yet because the thought of her being in the car again made me feel queasy. She wasn't the least bit worried about it, completely unfazed, but it bothered me. I wasn't exactly sure how her parents were doing, but I knew they deserved a break after having to be strong for everyone. I know that holding all those feelings in couldn't be good, so I had offered to look after the kids for the afternoon. They had looked really grateful too, so I guess they really needed some time to themselves. Mark, focus, you doorknob, Ty complained as Ryder shot another goal past me while I had been lost in my thoughts. Doorknob? I raised an eyebrow. You must get your insults from Shauna. He also gets his butt-kicking skills from her too, Ryder taunted, making all of Shauna's siblings giggle. I scowled. You guys think that's funny? Yeah, they grinned mischievously. Well, that's a shame. I shook my head, dropping my goalie stick and taking a few menacing steps towards them. They automatically took steps back, all toothy grins. Because you're all going to get it. I suggest you run. Then I lunged. The air filled with screams, and they scattered, running off in different directions, laughing the whole time. I playfully grabbed at them while they dodged me. When I did catch them, I would scoop them up in my arms and turn them upside down, spin them around, or tackle them onto the ground and tickle them mercilessly. We were all out of breath by the time that we realized we had an audience. Shauna and Allison were standing on the doorstep of the house, watching us with an amused expressions. We all froze in our spots. Unfortunately for me, that very moment I had Evan upside down, holding him by one leg, and was smacking him with a hockey stick. We both paused, me with the hockey stick in mid-swing. It's not what it looks like. Shauna's mouth twitched. Uh-huh. We all chuckled and unfroze again. I lowered Evan to the ground before helping him up again. Sorry, man. I patted him on the shoulder. It's cool, he shrugged. You're just a sore loser because we kicked your butt in hockey. I narrowed my eyes and reached forward, but he jumped away before I could get him again. Shauna rolled her chair over next to me. a big smile on her face. Am I hearing that you suck at every sport, Mark? Only when you're watching. Should I not come to your football game tomorrow then? Ryder's eyes lit up. You're coming? We can sit together. Wait, can I come? Ty asked. Me too. Me 3. Me 4, Allison put in. I looked over their eager expressions, pointing at each other accordingly. Yes, yes, and no. Hey! Allison crossed her arms. I'm still in the best friend, buddy. Just because you got her to say I love you doesn't mean that you can't be replaced. I wrapped my arm around Shauna's head, effectively putting her in an affectionate headlock. Actually, that's exactly what it means. Right, Shauna? I'm not choosing sides, she said, voice muffled by my sleeve of my shirt. But if she'd pick me, Allison pointed out. That's what you think. I shook my head. But I can't provide her with certain perks that you, my friend, cannot. Raising her eyebrows in defense, Allison questioned. Yeah? Like what? I grinned. Well, makeout sessions for one. Ew. Way too much information. I told you he was her boyfriend. Mark, Shauna scolded, shoving my arm away from her now bright red face. Little ears are listening. Chuckling, I looked over at them. I'd kind of forgotten that they were all standing right there. So how about the football game, huh? I'll need all the cheering squad I can get. With their squeal like a tension band, they were already back to talking about the game tomorrow. Good cover. Shauna scoffed. Allison snickered. Yeah, real smooth. I rolled my eyes at them. I'm not going to come over here anymore if you two keep picking on me. Aw, Marky Poo, Shauna cooed, sitting up straighter, trying to pinch my cheeks. My face was out of reach. Come down here so I can pinch you. Dang it. You're so much nicer when she's not around, I pouted, fighting off her hands. Shauna looked between the two of us. Get used to it. I can take a hint. Allison sighed. I'll go. Good, I teased. At the same time that Shauna called out, No! But Allison sent us a grin before moving over to the kids and grabbing a hockey stick I had abandoned, joining in with them. Once we were alone, I smiled. I like her. She likes you too, Shauna promised. When I didn't look convinced, she latched onto my hand. She does! Laughing, I squeezed her hand. Okay, I believe you. As long as you like me more than her. She sent a small smirk to me, lowering her voice. Of course I do. Just don't tell her that. Our little secret. Shauna turned her wheels so that she could face the game and dropped down onto the grass next to her, still holding her hand. Thank you, she said quietly. It's cool, I shrugged. She rested her head on top of mine, letting out a happy sigh. You're the best. Not really, I mumbled, shaking my head. How'd the talk with your dad go? Good, I think. He, wants to talk to you. To say sorry. He doesn't have to. Yes, he does. Okay. Is he going to be at the game? When I confirmed he would be, she nodded. I'll talk to him then. My stomach twisted at the thought, but I needed to trust that he understood now, and that he was choosing to be better. Do you want to go for ice cream after the game tomorrow? I asked suddenly. Yeah, sure. But you better be prepared to bring the whole circus along. She reached out a hand, gesturing towards the kids and Allison. They can come too, I agreed. I like them too. They're pretty cool. I laughed and leaned into the wheels of her chair. What are we going to do, Shauna? Right now? She questioned, using her free hand to play with my hair, something she had quickly figured out I liked. No. With the rest of our lives, I mean. Her fingers stopped their motion for a moment, before continuing to twist the strands of hair around her finger. You need a haircut, she murmured. I agreed. Are you going to college, do you think? I don't know. But you're a genius. I blinked, surprised. What do you want to do? She let out a laugh. Well, I'm not sure yet, she answered quietly. I haven't decided. What about you? Something with kids, I think. Really? I shrugged, a little embarrassed, having never voiced that idea before. I mean, I know I'm not the best person for being a role model or whatever, but I like hanging out with them, and I thought I could, be there if they need someone, share myself with the world, or whatever you said. I think that's perfect. I hesitated at her enthusiasm. Yeah? Yes, obviously. Mark, that's great. I smiled a little. Yeah, well, it's not a big deal. I'm proud of you, she said simply, pressing a kiss to the top of my head. I couldn't help but smile, glad that she thought it was a good idea. But besides that, I switched topics, feeling a little embarrassed. We should do something. Like? Travel the world. Together? No, separately, I squinted. She laughed. Okay, I smiled. It's a plan then. Then we'll get married, she joked. My heart pounded against my chest, and I immediately knew that, yes, that was something I wanted. Something that could be part of our future. I smiled, mostly to myself, since she couldn't see my face. Deal. When you two lovebirds are done with your sappy talk, why don't you come over here so we can beat you? Allison called over. I lifted my head to look over at Shauna, who, to my surprise, eyes were a little watery. I wasn't sure why or what to do, so I lifted her hands to my lips for a quick peck before standing. You want to? She cleared her throat once. Yeah. Dibs on being goalie. No fair, Ryder pounded. Your chair is going to take up the whole net. Shauna stuck out her tongue, posting herself so that she did not indeed block most of the net. Sighing, Ryder shook his head. Girls, he complained. Yeah, I grinned, looking over at Shauna over their heads. Girls. Alright, everyone. Thank you for listening to this episode, and that is the end of today's episode. That was chapter 17. So, I will be reading chapter 18 next time, which is the day of the big game. So, it's very exciting stuff. But anyway, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Goodbye, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.